Welcome to our second in our series of Back to Basics. My name is Dawn Edens. I'm a Senior Executive Director, and with me on this webinar today is Executive Sales Director Tara Claiborne. So we are so excited to do number 2 in our Back to Basics. We are so excited that last week you took the time to learn about your contacts and target markets, and so congratulations to all of you who made your list. And now the fun begins because you get to learn how to start conversation with these folks. All right, so remember, now that we're going to start conversations with these folks, this is your comfort zone, but when you step out of your comfort zone, that is where the magic happens. Now, what we know is it's the scary choices that end up being the most worthwhile. We love that quote by Melissa Joy Kong. And so just know that while you may be comfortable in your little surrounding with your little group of friends, your goal this week is to step out of that comfort zone to make the magic happen. So that's exactly what we're going to teach you how to do. So now I'm going to turn it over to Tara, and she's going to get us started.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody that's joining and for Dawn kicking it off. I'm so excited for all of you that listened to part 1 and made your list and are ready, even though you're scared, we're going to help you through this, ready to start meeting some new people, talking to some new people, and being confident in doing so. And one of the first things that I highly recommend that everybody does is take a look at your 10 to 15 second commercial, or start one and create one if you've never done this before. This is something that doesn't just tell the facts of what you do, but it's what service do you provide and what makes you different. You need to brand yourself and give that first impression to people when you talk about, because it is a normal conversation that people, when they meet, they say, hi, how are you, what's your name, my name is this, and then what do you do? That comes up all of the time, and so you need to be prepared, and these are just a couple examples, and we're going to dive into a lot other choices too. But one of the first things you can say is, I help people get their photo organization nightmare back to being able to enjoy your memories again. Or you can say, I help families find a sense of relief knowing all their photos and memories will be securely passed on for generations. You have to find your words, what makes you different, what you want to call yourself, and what service you offer. And at the end of our webinar today, we have a link that I want you to go to that will help you create this 10 to 15 second commercial, and it really gives you some ideas on how to make yourself look different and brand yourself. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but that's just something we want to start with, making sure you know it and practice it so that you can say it in your sleep when somebody asks you in a conversation, what do you do? They do not want the 30-minute answer of what forever is. That's not what they ask. It's what do you do? How can you help me is really what you want to answer. So next, we're going to start by, starting a conversation. The main thing about conversations, there are some people on your list that, and I recommend that you go through your list, and every person you have listed, put beside their name an A or a B, just a letter. A's are the ones who you know a little bit better, you're a little more confident that they will say yes to meet you or hear about forever or what you're doing. B's are a little scarier, and you're going to, feel a little bit more anxious to talk to them, but you've got to make yourself do it. So take your list and sort them between A's and B's, and even then beside their name, write down why you think they might be interested in what you have to offer. Maybe it's because they just went on a certain vacation. Maybe they just had a baby being born, and some of them are the categories that you filled out too. Maybe they just know lots of people, or you see that they carry around their big camera at sporting events still, where everybody else has their phone. They love pictures. So write down beside their name why you think they might be interested. Don't prejudge, but just it's something to help you start a conversation. Then these conversations, they really need to be genuine. You need to talk to people like they're your friends, not that you're the salesperson and you're trying to sell them something. Nobody wants to be sold to. People love to share ideas and help each other out, and then people will listen to what you have. If you have a solution and you want to share it with somebody, they like to hear about that. So be very genuine, be personable, which means, it'll be the last one too, but asking people questions. In order to get to know somebody better, you have to ask them about themselves. So really try to be open and friendly, and a smile. And even when you're nervous, a smile is one of the hardest things to do. But even when you're talking on the phone, talk and look at yourself in the mirror and smile back at yourself, and it's going to just make it sound better on the other end. And that's just something to practice. You want to be respectful. If somebody says no thank you, then we're going to talk about overcoming objections next week, but you can say, okay, I appreciate you listening. I would love to help you, and if there's another time that's better, or if you know of somebody else, then please send them my way. Don't be rude. Just be very respectful of what people say, but we're going to help you with that too. And then making a connection. I think this is the number one most important thing, is find out from these people, especially those B's on your list or new people as you're meeting more and more people. Try to make a connection with them the very first thing you do. It's like the number one goal to find out what you have in common when you're having a conversation with somebody. And Trina Massel said it the other day, it's easy to start a conversation with giving somebody a compliment. It's positive. Again, it's genuine. Be genuine about it. Be respectful of what you're complimenting, but it will guide then the conversation to ask more questions and make a connection to find out what you have in common. It may be your kids' ages. It may be a job you have. It may be your husband's name is the same. It may be you were both born in the same state. Find out what's in common, and that's what makes a connection. And from that plants the seed to start building a relationship with people. And then ask questions. Again, come up with 2 or 3 questions that you can ask people anytime you meet them, besides just what do you do. Find out some of their favorite hobbies. Asking them, what do you like to do in your spare time? I think if you want it to lead a little bit more into pictures, because, digital pictures are everywhere. People post on Facebook about pictures. People are carrying around their smartphone, and it's full of pictures. That's the one thing they don't want to lose their smartphone for, are the pictures. And so it's easy to just ask people, what are your favorite things to take pictures of? That tells you a lot about somebody. You can also ask them, well, how many pictures do you have on your phone anyway? Because you could tell that they're scrolling through their pictures when you're talking to them. But it's practice. It takes practice. It doesn't take practice on being who you are. So be natural, be yourself, be genuine, be personable. Use your strengths that you have to make a connection. If you love people, then go out and meet more of them and ask people questions. Enjoy getting to know people if you love people. If you are a game player, I'm just using this as an example, if you love games and contests and you're competitive, then ask people about that. Ask them maybe what sport they like the most, or, what their favorite game is to play with their family. Find things that are your strengths. It can be your character strengths or things that you like to do, and bring that up in conversation to learn about other people. But more than anything, it takes practice, and you're going to get good at it, and we're going to help you to start the conversations this week. But it's all about building relationships with people. That is the number one thing you have to do first. Even if you start in a new club or organization, you don't barrel in and start asking people conversations about their 8mm films and their slides and their digital phone app. You build a relationship and you get to know them. And that's what Facebook is all about. It's about building relationships with people. It's not about selling. It's, again, build a relationship, and then you can share. You can ask people questions. You can offer solutions. You can share what's going on in your life. And so we're going to go over a lot of that today and help you as we get into some conversation starters. So let's start with number one. I'm going to let Dawn take it back to share this one.
All right, yeah, so we're going to give you many different scenarios that you can use to contact those people that you have A and B by, as Tara said earlier. So conversation starter number one, y'all have all, if you own an iPhone, you all have all seen this pop up at one time or another, that you don't have enough storage. And so this is a great conversation starter. So whether you're sitting among your friends, you can pull up this picture and say, have y'all ever had this message pop up on your cell phone? You know, if I was sitting with Tara, if we were just having a cup of coffee together, I could do the same thing. You know, Tara, I hate when this message pops up on my phone. Have you ever had this pop up? And then that could start a conversation, and then it could eventually lead to the fact, well, guess what? I don't have to worry about my photos being lost because I have forever. So again, this is just a conversation starter. It's just to tweak their interest. It's just to get them talking. And as Tara said, you're going to notice on all these conversation starters, they all end with a question because that's how you keep a conversation going. Conversation starter number 2. If you are sitting around, maybe Tara and I are, you know, still drinking that same cup of coffee, and just say, you know, hey, Tara, where do you store your photos? That's a great question. Or maybe you're at the ballpark. Your little kiddos are playing, you know, having baseball practice or whatever it may be, and you see somebody scrolling through her phone trying to find a particular picture. This would be a great, you could use the same question in that scenario. You know, hey, Mary, you know, I see you know, are all your photos on your phone, or do you store them somewhere else? And again, you can have them, you know, start sharing. They will tell you where their photos are stored. And then again, that just starts the conversation where you can tell them a little bit more about Forever, and you can get to know them a little bit more as a person as well.
All right, great, Dawn. Thanks for sharing all that. And we will keep on going. And again, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to go into, you know, a little bit deeper into the conversation. These are like the first things that you can say to people, and then we will help continue to guide you through those conversations on what else to say and how to keep leading it towards pictures. That's what I think is so great, is you could lead every conversation towards pictures because it is so in people's lives. We have a great opportunity in this time in life on Earth for all this to be happening with technology. So let's take advantage of it. Conversation number 3 is I want you to take notice of what people post on Facebook. Again, interact, like, comment, challenge yourself to like and comment 15 different people every single day to build those relationships. But when you notice somebody's having a major event in their life, like having a baby, and I love this cute little baby in this duck suit, just got out of the bathtub, moms or new grandmothers will post pictures about these new babies, and then genuinely, again, and personably, you can comment on their post and just say, oh my gosh, your new baby is adorable. You know, what's his name? You know, maybe they didn't post that, or, you know, how old is he now? Again, you can ask a question and try to get them to comment to start a conversation. And eventually then you can say, oh my goodness, I bet you are taking so many photos. What are you going to do with all these photos now? And then you can then take it offline into a private message from there. Everybody does so many different things. So if you pay attention on Facebook, people post their grand activities, their big vacations they took, the big milestones in their life, graduation, you know, from college or high school, or big vacations that people are taking. So talk to them by looking at their pictures. And again, when you see them in person, you can ask people more detail about those, you know, too. But this is a great one just to start looking and paying attention to what people are posting, not just quickly scroll through, but ask them some questions, more specific questions about that instance, and then you can lead them into, oh my goodness, what are you going to do with all those fabulous photos? So the next one is similar. Conversation number 4 is, again, noticing either on Facebook, or maybe you know just from conversation, or it's been a couple weeks, somebody you knew that they were going to Hawaii. So call them up on the phone. I know, ancient concept, but it works. Call them up on the phone and just say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're back from your vacation safely. Tell me about Hawaii. And ask them some questions. What was your favorite thing that you got to do on that trip? You know, I'm sure you took lots of photos. Did you get a photo of that? And you really, the whole idea is you're trying to get them to pinpoint one special photo. And, you know, if you're talking on the phone, you say, oh my gosh, I would love for you to text me so I can see that, or email it to me, or whatever. But tell them you would like to see it. And really, genuinely, I hope you do. That's what I want you to be genuine about this. And when they send it to you, then you can ask some other questions like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with this picture so you can keep enjoying that special moment in time that you got to experience. Just today, I was looking on Facebook, I saw a family that I know somewhat well, and they had a beautiful picture of the three of them in the Texas Bluebonnets, which we only get once a year, and we all just love going to take pictures. And so I commented, and I said, oh my goodness, this picture is so amazing of your family. You need a canvas of this in your home. And again, I wasn't trying to sell her a canvas. I was just trying to plant that idea in her head. And then if she comments back, then I can then take it offline in a personal message, and I could offer to make her a canvas and, you know, help her order it, or I could show her how to do it really easy. But again, it's just commenting and asking people specifically about the big things that happen in their life and noticing what's happening, and then guiding that conversation toward, you know, finding some solution for them with what are big moments, you know, in their life that they want to celebrate. Okay, back to you, Dawn, with number 5.
All right. You know, here's a great one when we're talking about our media conversion. This is a great little conversation you can have with somebody. Again, this can be one-on-one. This could be a post on Facebook. This could be in a group setting with whatever your normal life does. This could be with a bunch of coworkers. But you can say, you know, wow, I just got some videos and slides back from being digitized. This is so much fun to watch and to relive those moments. Do any of y'all have any old media that you would love to enjoy again? So again, it's just saying, guess what? I just had this incredible experience, and you could have it too. Do you have any, you know, old media that you would love to enjoy? So this is just a great way, again, to, you know, to tell them what you're excited about and then ask the question to keep engaging in the conversation. All right. Conversation starter number 6. You know, this is a great question because how many of you have friends that their phone, you know, they lost all the pictures on their phone, or they lost their phone, they destroyed their phone, and when they took it to the store, it said they had to, if their stuff wasn't backed up to the cloud, that they've lost everything. These are all great examples. So this is just a great conversation starter, and you can say, you know what, when was the last time y'all backed up your precious photos? Is all you have to say. Again, any environment this will work in, whether it's right before a Bible study and you guys are just talking and you've seen people messing with their phones, if you see somebody taking a picture of their family, and just say, you know, when was the last time you backed up? You know, wouldn't you hate it if you were to lose those photos? So again, just starting the conversation with them, because people don't realize what they've lost, unfortunately, until they've lost it. And so you can get to be the hero by simply starting with this one simple question.
All right, thanks, Dawn. Great ideas. And again, you know, you want to live in that moment and be the friend that's just excited about it. Anytime, I just say Old Navy or Bath and Body Works has a sale, we shout it all over the place. Oh my gosh, they're having this in my annual sale. I got this and this and this for only $2, and they have their flip-flops on sale for $1, and you've got to go to Old Navy and, you know, check it out tomorrow. We tell our friends that all the time. So this is the same thing. Talk to your friends like they're friends and like you're a friend, and just share with them. You know, it's like being a billboard to what you're experiencing, but don't tell them exactly what you're wanting to sell, or even like there you didn't say, well, forever digitize my pictures and yours could be done too. No, have them be intrigued and ask you that question. Dawn, I remember you saying something about like a 4-course meal. Can you share with us about that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, when Sarah and I were talking about these conversation starters, I said, you know, this is kind of like a 4-course meal. You don't start serving the main course right away. What you do is you start off with a little appetizer, then you go with the salad, then you get the main course, and then you get to follow up with the dessert. And that's the same way with these conversation starters. You start with that first question, which is kind of like an appetizer. You're whetting their appetite, and then they're hungry for a little bit more, so then you're going to serve them the salad. And then you're going to tell them just a little bit more about forever, but again, still asking those questions. And then when they finally realize, wow, I need forever, bam, that's when you serve them the main course. And then you've developed that relationship with them, and then you get to that sweet spot of when you serve the dessert with them. And you continue the conversation, and you continue the relationship and help them with other needs that they may have as well.
All right, great analogy. I loved that. Very, very important. And again, we are going to go through all of this with you. So right now, session number 2, we're still on the appetizer, but we're going to continue on that main course pretty quickly in the next couple weeks. Okay, let's finish up here with conversation number 7. This is when you can have some friends come over and just say, hey, I'm having the friends come over. We're going to play in our pictures. I've got some yummy snacks and drinks. Would you like to come? And just make it sound fun and a social outing, and they can just come and even see what you're doing. It doesn't have to be a long list of everything that they need to bring and do before they come. Just have them come, and it could be 1 or 2 or 7 people sit around the kitchen table and just have fun. Maybe you make a signature dessert. Tell them that you're making your signature brownies to come on over. And then you can also, if they say, oh my gosh, that sounds so fun, I would love to, and boy, do I need help with my pictures, then you can say, well, who else do you know that you might like to invite to bring with you? I would say it's way more fun to do anything with a friend, so bring a friend, and that could maybe lead into, they might even answer you like, oh my goodness, I could probably think of 3 or 4 people I could invite. Is that too many to, kind of intrude on your little get-together? Like, oh no, bring them all, invite them all and see who can come. That can open up a conversation even further into a potential host that you might have. If she knows that many people she can think of just the top of her head, she might be a host for you. So make that mental note, and then you can keep cultivating that conversation on the side. But again, just a fun way to invite people over to come play in your pictures. You don't have to have it be an official name, and it can be just an impromptu that you want to, and just see what they say. Maybe you don't even have a night planned, but if they say, you know what, yes, I would love to, then you say, let me look at my calendar real quick, and you just make up a date. So have fun with that one. And then number 8, this is something I think for new ambassadors, this is a great thing to do, to let people know that about your business without, again, giving them the meat and potatoes right away. You want to start with the appetizer. And this is something that you can use this video that we have, this 90-second video that Forever has branded. It's very professional. It goes through all we have to offer. And you can send it via text or Facebook to maybe 10 or 15 people just to kind of get something going, and say on the message, to say, oh my gosh, I just found out about this amazing new system for my photos. Notice I didn't say, I just started a new business and I want to sell something to you. Watch this video. No, I just found out about this amazing new system for my photos. I know you're a photo lover too. Would you watch this 90-second video and tell me what jumps out at you the most? Really, again, just friend to friend, you're asking for their opinion. Watch this video and let me know what you think. And so you can send that to them, and hopefully, because you ask them a question at the end, they will respond to you. Don't expect 10 or 15 responses if you sent to that many. Expect maybe 5. But guess what? That's 5 people who are willing to do it and engage with you. And that's the key to the next step, is getting somebody to respond and engage with you, and then we're going to come up and help you ask another question, and that's going to be for a couple weeks. But start sending these out and letting people look at them and telling you what jumps out at them, because that's probably what they would most likely be interested in then, or that's what they have a problem with that they would like a solution. All right, lastly, with conversation number 9, this is more if you're trying to build your team and you're wanting to really expand. You can say, oh my goodness, I'm looking for people who like to have fun, maybe make a little extra money, and help your friends with your photos. You came to mind. Can I treat you to a Coke or coffee and chat more about it? And again, pick out special people that you would invite to. People will know, like I've gotten messages just like this that I don't hardly even know the people, and they sent me this message, and I know exactly what's up their sleeve. So you want it to sound fun and casual, and that you came to mind. And you might even say, you came to mind because, besides just that I know you like pictures, but it came to mind because, and then say, because I know you know a lot of people, or I know that you told me you just lost your job a couple weeks ago and you were looking for something part-time, or I know that you used to be really good in, something else, and, whatever it is. Find out something and tell them what it is and give them a compliment. And then treat them for a Coke or a coffee, just to chat more about it. Is very casual. And again, they will respond how they feel, and you don't want to pressure anybody, but you want to make it sound like it's a fun, inviting invitation, and that there's a reason that you specially asked them. And then again, treat them, to a Coke or coffee. Sounds like it's not going to take 3 hours. So you want to keep it to about 30 minutes. But offer that and just see what they say. And then, of course, you can talk about all Forever offers, or you can even talk specifically about the business opportunity. So it gives you the open end for any of it. So lastly, we hope that you really will take each of these conversations to heart, practice them, find people on your list. Like, you may even go through your list of A's and B's and then put beside it why you think they might be willing to engage in a conversation with you. And maybe even go through and write down, conversation number 3, I think that's what would help me with this person. Conversation number 7 would help me with this person. Make some notes and get your list ready and build your confidence up. And again, maybe even write down a list of what your strengths are, and help you with that. So I want you to make your 30 or 10 to 15 second commercial. Look at this link, read over it. Lori Curley gave it to us about a year ago, and it's really been fantastic to look through and help. And your 15 second commercial may even evolve and change. So take another look at it, maybe where you are right now, maybe what your mission is, and again, what you want, how you want to brand yourself is what you're trying to go for. And in your 10 and 15 second commercial, it doesn't even have to say Forever specifically. It is about what you want to offer people. So make your commercial, write it out, practice it with 2 or 3 people, so that you're ready when somebody really asks you and you can do it. And then we want you to take at least 10 people from your list. You're supposed to have a list of 50. So take 10 of those and step out and decide what conversations you're going to share, and get out into some different environments, reach out to some different people from your list, but when you're out and about too, or even on Facebook, and start those conversations and see what happens. See where that magic is, and where it leads you, because this is just the first step, and it's going to start dominoing, and you're going to have so much fun when people start saying yes. And tell me more about that. It really sounds intriguing. People are ready now to start hearing about all this, because there's more and more things that happen with technology and more things about photo storage. So you've got to be the first one that catches them before they talk to other people. So I want to challenge you with those 2 things, and to do one thing every day that scares you. You will grow personally, you'll grow professionally, and Eleanor Roosevelt is somebody who's very highly respected. So just take that to heart and think about doing one thing every day that scares you, that's uncomfortable, because that means that you are making the right decision, and like I said, you're growing. So we're excited to hear how you do on this. Dawn and I will be cheering you along. We will be helping you. Your uplines will be helping you, and we're a team together. We want all of you to embrace this and practice it and get better and better, so that you feel confident you can go out there and share with all kinds of new people, because the journey's out there, and we're so excited for you to take it. So again, Dawn, thank you for sharing this, your words of wisdom, and helping everybody, for being on today. And thank you all for listening into this, and post below our comments and let us know when you've done your call to action, and we'll be excited to lead you through week 3. So thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.